There's so many challenges that women are facing in society today, in South Africa today, in the continent today, and indeed in the world. Women are gravely disadvantaged because of what? Of education. And if you're not educated, you cannot be able to rewrite the cycle of poverty. Women are challenged in many ways because oftentimes we then get plugged out of the system by virtue of the fact that at some point we have to have children and raise families. To this day and age, women are still being paid less for the same job that men are doing. And this disparity in terms of what women and men are earning, it needs to also be addressed. We do a census at the Business Women's Association, and it's really to track the upward mobility of women in South Africa, in the corporate environment, in government, and the numbers are growing at a snail pace. And so that's another key challenge. When women are economically emancipated, we make better choices for ourselves, for our children, for our families. And of course, then the community benefits, society benefits, South Africa benefits, the continent benefits. Because the face of poverty in the continent is a female face. My experience of what government has done to date, especially with gender parity, is something that I personally commend. I remember in 1994, when the African National Congress came into power to lead a new nation, a third of the cabinet was already women. And that alone said that this government is serious about taking the cause of women forward. And in 2017, fast forward that, the parity is there. We're sitting at least 50-50, if not a little bit more for women. Regulation is what's also going to change the trajectory. That's what's going to move the needle. But equally so, I think corporate South Africa has an equal responsibility. Women need to be given a fair chance to also lead those organizations, those JSE-listed companies. It's incumbent, and that's how South Africa is going to move forward. I was raised by inspiring parents who taught us from a very early age that young minds should not be idle. And so my mother got us involved in all sorts of extracurricular activities. I mean, if you're not in the youth club, you're in the church choir, you're entering some beauty pageant. I often tell the story that we actually furnished my mother's home with our winnings from the beauty pageants. We never have time to idle. We all had a collective responsibility to help the family, supplement the income so that we could have shoes on our feet, we could have clothes on our back, we could have a roof over our heads, and we could have an education. And I think that's largely defined the woman that sits in front of you today. I'm trying to inspire a new generation, creating a generational legacy of excellence, of what can be achieved, and therefore not allowing your background, where you come from, how you were raised, define your destiny. You have inner strength, you have the ability, you have the intellect, and you have the know-how to become somebody in the society. Be brave, have courage, stand up for yourself. And my younger self, I probably will tell myself, have a bit of fun. I was quite serious, even as a teenager, even in my 20s. And I think it had a lot to do, especially in my 20s, with the fact that I was crowned Miss South Africa at the age of 20. It was 1994, new dispensation. And so I grew up very quickly, became an ambassador. When my friends were clubbing, I didn't do that. I was giving speeches and traveling nomadiba all over the world, preceding him before he spoke, introducing him. So I had to grow up very, very quickly. So when I can reflect on my younger self, I probably will say, Basetsana, you should have had a bit more fun. If I had this magic wand that I could actually wave, I would want to wake up to a country where there's no more violence and rape of women and children. I would want to wake up to a country where women and children are treated equally. That's the country that I would want to wake up in, where the violation, the rapes, the murder of both children and women has ended. That is the country that I want to live in.